We're expecting inflation to come down. It's kind of a foregone conclusion. Does the Fed care about today's numbers?
Not so much, because there's another CPI report coming up by the time they get to their next meeting on June 14th. We also get a PCE index inflation report before that as well. But we are expecting some news today that might disappoint the markets, who do react to everything right away. And that's because inflation is forecast to come in basically unchanged on the month. We're going to see no change at all in the headline number. We got some energy price issues there. And then the core, just over the last 24 hours, has been revised up to a 0.4 change for the month, which keeps the month over month only a tenth lower. So we're still well above the level that the Fed is looking for, of course, that 2% target.
Yes, and so that, to the point, Mike, about whether the Fed cares. I mean, you mentioned that there's more data to come, so they'll get another chance to sort of look at the inflation picture before they have to make any more decisions about rates. But also, as Ben Ram on the Markets Live blog points out to me this morning, we've had 9 months of headlines slowing. So I suppose they take comfort from that trend, almost regardless of what today's data shows. Is that the feeling?
Well, that is the feeling, and they knew that this would be, as they put it, kind of volatile, that you would have months where things don't go exactly as they planned, but in general, inflation's coming down. The Cleveland Fed CPI now indicator has always kind of forecast what's going to happen, and it does show a sort of flattening out of inflation over the last couple of months. Looks like, we're going to be stuck in the fives for a while, but what they're counting on is that we're finally going to see some rent reductions start to come through, maybe in the May numbers that we get in June. And that will start us on the process down to the next level, which is closer to 4%.
Mike, 30 seconds here. The rent levels you mentioned, the shelter costs. Why are the shelter costs decelerating faster, given that we are now entering or ending the rate tightening cycle? Shouldn't we see a bigger effect?
Well, we saw the effect at the beginning of this whole cycle, because rents were going up a lot. And it takes a while, about a year, for the declines to start to get into the overall numbers. And we saw declines starting to come during the pandemic. And now they're sort of flattening out to going up again. But we should see the declines that were a year ago in rents show up fairly soon.